Season's greetings, Star Dweeb here to ruin your Christmas. It is Christmas, right? Okay, good. The time of giving, family, and that single moment of the year where you get to think about Rhapsody Street Kids Believe in Santa. You bet your bottom dollar that I made a reference to a fever dream fueled by a surplus of Yuletide ecstasy. Christmas is easily the best and most commercialized time of the year, and as such, there's a tradition that's about as old as time itself. That being to watch a holiday classic you probably won't think about again until another 365 days. It's a Wonderful Life, Charlie Brown Christmas, Arthur Christmas, The Grinch, Jingle All the Way, Gremlins, Catch Me If You Can, Monty Python's Life of Brian, and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Yes, those are Christmas movies. Look them up. No, Die Hard isn't a Christmas movie, Macaulay Culkin said so, but there's one subgenre of Christmas specials that still live rent-free in my head, and those are the Christmas specials based on animated movies. Chances are, if your favorite animated movie series becomes a financial juggernaut, and if Wattpad won't suffice, you'll end up seeing a TV special or two pop up every now and then. DreamWorks is sort of the king of making these short-form holiday specials, though other studios would follow through to produce their own. To make these specials extra special, not only were they in the same animation quality as the movies, but they even have the celebrity voice actors reprise their roles as a nice candied berry on top of the figgy pudding. So I figured, as a holiday treat, I'd pick a number of these specials to talk about, and who knows, maybe you'll have a holiday classic to recommend next year, because there's no better time to talk about Christmas than January.
Fuck you, it's January!
Or is it? Do you remember that one segment in Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas where Huey, Ben Schwartz, and Louie wish for Christmas to be every single day? Well, guess what? I did exactly that. I put everything on an infinite time loop so I'll never have to worry about being late for a Christmas video ever again. You're gonna be sipping eggnog, eating turkey, and hearing that godforsaken Mariah Carey song in stores everywhere for all of eternity. Fuck you, it's forever. Forever and ever. Amen. God bless us, everyone.
I want my money back for those karate lessons!
Shrek the Halls, more like Shrek these balls. Yeah, we got balls jokes up in here. Woo! Okay, I gotta be careful what I say here. I just got monetized. This was the very first DreamWorks holiday special, unless you're a real man, and remember that Madagascar Penguins in a Christmas Caper was actually the one that came first. While it is more of a short than a full-length TV special, there was no way I'd make this video without at least mentioning it. We have Donkey telling Shrek that just like Ted, Christmas is coming, and he doesn't care about Christmas until Fiona only now finds out that it's 2 days away. Shrek endures blizzarding winds, climbs the highest cliff of the tallest mountain just to visit a little bookshop. He's given the Shrek equivalent of a dummy's book on Christmas, because as it turns out, Shrek never had a Christmas before on account of being an ogre, so he really wants to make the best Christmas he can for him and his family. There's a cute little callback to the original where they murder snakes and frogs for decoration, a rat for dinner, and to cap off the night, a Christmas story. Except this time, instead of the story where a kid has his mouth washed out with soap for swearing, he's interrupted by Donkey and the Griswold family having a surprise visit, much to Shrek's dismay. Despite good intentions, they inadvertently ruin his Christmas. Gingy pukes on the floor, then Donkey eats the puke, but it's okay, it's actually just a chocolate kiss. You better be lucky it wasn't shit. Pinocchio snatches Shrek's girl, that wooden little homewrecker, and he continues his little night before Christmas tale before being interrupted yet again by Donkey, where he and the other fairy tale creatures tell their own version of the story. This is clearly what the whole special should have been about. The Shrek franchise is already an unconventional fairy tale, so having all these characters tell their own little Christmas stories would have honestly been way more fun. Have it be in a Treehouse of Horror format and just parody other famous Christmas stories like, I don't know, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Donkey or something. Though I do enjoy this bit, where Gingy gets war flashbacks from Santa Claus f***ing eating his girlfriend alive. That is gold. That is actually really good, I can't lie. Shrek's had just about enough of their shit, dropping his dummies book. He accidentally chucks the book, then they accidentally light his ass on fire, then he pulls a Clark Griswold on Donkey and calls him a cheap, lying, no good, rotten, four-flushing, low-life, snake-licking, dirt-eating, inbred, overstuffed, ignorant, blood-sucking, dragon-kissing, brainless, dickless, hopeless, heartless, fat-ass, bug-eyed, stiff-legged, spotty-lipped, waffle-headed sack of monkey shit, though that be too harsh even by Shrek standards, so he understandably kicks them out. But this special needed a hallelujah moment, so Fiona leaves with the kids, Shrek laments on his actions, and makes a poor attempt at apologizing that's somehow better than 90% of apology videos. Well played, Shrek, dude. Pretty good. I made a sincere lapse in my judgment. Look, yeah, there's your Shrek impersonation. He reveals that he never celebrated Christmas before. In fact, ogres don't celebrate anything except Halloween, as evidenced by Scared Shrekless. This surprises everyone, but like, the first movie made it pretty clear that people's judgment of ogres prevented him from being seen as a genuine person, so do you really think he'd celebrate the season of giving when he had no love to give? But I digress. Shrek's on good terms with everyone, so he finally gets to read his Christmas story, the story of Ogre Claus. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house, some big green guy came in and stank up that house. And yes, that's the only time I'll rhyme the same word with another, otherwise that be cheating, like what Dad did to your mother.
You've got a friend in me?
It turns out Ogre Claus is real, and flies by their swamp, giving Gingy a realistic depiction of a panic attack. The end. This was made during the peak of Shrek's cultural relevance. Aside from the third movie releasing, which I'm legally required to pretend doesn't exist, it was hard to ignore just how good we had it with animated movie marketing back then, let alone Shrek marketing. It even got to a point where those nasty-ass ogre cream-filled Twinkies ended up being mentioned in US testimonial records. You think I'm joking? Just look at this grainy footage I found of former US Senator Tom Harkin of Iowa going off at these things, while also saying, I kinda like Shrek. This is funnier than anything in Shrek the Third, I'ma be real. As for the special, it's just okay. It has its moments, and it decently expands Shrek's character from the first two movies, even if it is just a half-hour holiday special with gross-out humor and a dancing turkey. And yes, they absolutely failed to go back in time to get turkeys off the menu. Overall, a cute special with a wholesome holiday message. Sweet potatoes are nothing without marshmallows. Oh, and Family 2, something like that.
I want my money back for those karate lessons!
And now, a shout out to Swag Curb for mentally reminding me to use that cutscene from Shrek Super Slam the video game.
What is the goal of this stupid game?
Fortnite. Toy Story That Time Forgot is the first and only Christmas special that Pixar ever produced. Even still, Christmas isn't really that important to the story. It's more of a setting, if anything. Though it is pretty cool how this franchise went full circle, as the earliest draft of the first Toy Story was actually meant to be a Christmas special centered on Tin Toy before being retooled into what we know today. The only other remotely festive things in this film include this new ornament character Bonnie plays with, and of course, the gifts that keep on giving. An entire Masters of the Universe-esque toy collection of dinosaurs owned by Bonnie's rich friend Mason, who's in his room playing Call of Duty on his new gaming doohickey. Ooh, I wonder what it is. Woody, Buzz, Rex, and Trixie meet these dinosaurs called the Battlesaurs, including the big guy, Reptilis Maximus. That sounds like a joke name, like Siliosaurus, or Biggest Dickus. They take them in as guests, only to pit them against their friends in a gladiatorial fight to the death. Sock Monkey makes a small cameo before being brutally murdered, and that's when they realize that these guys ain't fucking around. They got a sick-ass national anthem and animated intro by Studio Trigger. Buzz didn't even get that. All he got was a TV show Disney doesn't even know exists, and a shitty spin-off movie. God, I feel so bad for Buzz. They find out that they're from the Bonnie tribe, which, hey, I thought they technically already knew this, but whatever. Trixie grows an arc of being more than just a dinosaur toy, and resolves this little dilemma, basically like how Woody did with Buzz in the first movie. Maximus drops his weapon, learning to surrender without giving himself away, and just when Woody and Buzz are on the verge of execution, the kids are like, technology, not bad, but playing with toys, even better, as they finally spread the joy of playtime. Oh, that's why it's a Christmas special. They arrive back home, capping off yet another fun little Toy Story of terror. Oh, and I guess the Reptilis Maximus dude, is in love with Trixie. They'll probably never come back again. I find it mildly amusing how much unintentional foreshadowing there was for both Toy Story 4 and seemingly Toy Story 5. Aside from being the last time we see Bonnie actually play with Woody, she also plays with an ornament, the same way she'd play with an arts and crafts spork rather than just one of the toys. We also get a tiny glimpse of kids playing with their electronic devices over their toys, and even in Toy Story of Terror, the Halloween special, Jessie becomes the main character facing her fear of being alone in a box. And wouldn't you know it, she's also gonna be the main focus of Toy Story 5. Hell, this version of Combat Carl would even appear in the 4th movie years later. Depending on who you ask, this isn't exactly an important detail to bring up, but like, coincidence? I think not. In fairness, this franchise does tend to recycle ideas from previous installments, though they'd still spice it up a bit to make it feel different. Like, instead of one toy thinking he's a space ranger, it's multiple toys thinking they're made of tough shit, when in reality they're made of plastic. It all stems from this literal fossil running this class system as a result of their owner being too busy cracking 6-7 emotes on Fortnite. Inevitably, conflicts get resolved pretty quickly, and they're sorry for being douches, and now they're cool and shit. Honestly, I felt that Buzz had a more natural progression in the first movie, where he's given time to process the fact that his life was essentially a lie, but eventually he learns the value of being a toy in the end. Understandably, this is a 22-minute special, so I don't expect them to go too deep into that for Maximus, but maybe just add a few extra minutes to further flesh him out. Regardless, I still really like the Battle Source stuff, and they do a lot of creative things with the character animation and especially designs. I could say this about the other specials in this video, but the fact the animation looks like this for a TV special is nothing short of impressive. Overall, this was a fun time. Nothing mind-blowing, but it's a pretty good post-Toy Story 3 special, even though it is low-key just an advertisement for the toys. I get it, it's Toy Story, but like, come on, you can't tell me they didn't design this big boy lizard that eats a bitch whole to be bought as a toy. They even have Buzz and Woody in battle armor that wasn't in the film. Gee, it's almost as if Disney wanted to squeeze out a few extra dollars to make a costumed variant on their most popular characters. Ooh. Thankfully, you can still buy these today for about, what the fuck, $1,100 for a variant that's not even in the damn special? Really? Oh well, at least Big Al will have something to invest in if Woody's roundup doesn't go as planned.
Mauricio, I can't move it anymore.
Dude, those animals are so fucking funny, they make me want to jump in a pile of snow. Merry Madagascar acts as a midquel set days after the events of the first film, where Alex and co finally find a way to escape to New York, ignoring the requests of John Carpenter. But they get gunned down by Julian because they thought he was Krampus, I guess. Then it turns out Krampus is real, and he chucks coal at a bunch of random animals. Alex shoots down Krampus, only to find out, it's not Krampus, it's Sandy Claus.
Santa Claus?
Alex fucking paralyzed him from the neck down, and cannot move it. So they take this as an opportunity to help him deliver the presents and hitch a ride back home. They meet Santa's Russian reindeer, and our boys Skipper, Kowalski, and Rico are at war with the North Pole, or something like that. Except for Private, who accidentally puts his ho-ho-hos before his bro-bro-bros. Then they go like, sorry, we abide by the Santa Union, go f*** yourself, lol, and they leave. They try getting Santa to help, but then he's like, man, fuck them kids, bro. So they take matters into their own substitute hands. All it'll take is happy thoughts, trust, and a little bit of angel dust to deliver presents the world over. Why did I say angel dust? They arrive in Canada, where shenanigans ensue, including this part that genuinely made me laugh. And after a wholesome scene with a kid, they decide to commit to being Santa's hairy helpers. Meanwhile, there's a B-plot where Santa mines then crafts a bunch of toys with his bare hands in spite of his amnesia. But King Julian doesn't like that he's giving presents to everyone that's not him, until he learns the value of gift giving. The gang finally managed to deliver the presents with just enough pixie dust to head back to either Madagascar or New York. grade school t-ball versus New York Yankees type stuff, yada yada yada. Naturally, to stick with the canon, they head back to Madagascar to live with the lemurs, accidentally committing vehicular man-burger helper on Santa again. This knocks some sense back into him, and Private gives Cupid a bipolar awakening, which sounds like a funny ha-ha funny bisexuals joke, but they actually do say it.
We want to be bipolar.
Santa finds one last bag and books it to Kerblazistan, or I think that was the name. I was not even close.
Farewell, Private!
We'll always have Madagascar!
They never come back, do they? They celebrate a merry Madagascar, and King Julian gives everyone a million concussions, and Alex an unfortunately phallic-looking bump on his head, and that's how it ends. This was alright, though I don't think it'll ever top the Madagascar Penguins in a Christmas Caper. Yep, that's right, we're talking about a real holiday classic, baby cakes. Private tries getting his neighbor Ted a gift, thinking, "Skipper, what's a sad polar bear doing in Arlington, Texas?" Only to inadvertently get kidnapped by that old woman they tried to run over in the second movie. So the penguins have to break into her apartment in order to rescue him.
Pretty fucked up looking dog.
Shit starts flying around, they chuck ornaments at him, Private stuffs a turkey, the dog gets stuffed in a stocking, and they finally kaboom their way out with their beloved Private in one piece, sticking to their credo of never bathing in hot oil and Bisquick.
Not that one, the other one. Never swim alone. Alone. On Christmas. Don't you get it?
As such, they invite the polar bear over for Christmas.
This is the best Christmas I've ever had! I'll cut off your nutsack!
It ends with the Madagascar animals singing a lovely little parody of Jingle Bells. These lyrics low-key might have been why Alex jokingly said Marty looks and smells like a monkey on his birthday. There's some Madagascar lore you could put down. I don't think I need to say anything else about this short, other than Rico trying to hold back his insatiable bloodlust to light up a stick of dynamite. If that's not enough to convince you to sit back with your mug of hot cocoa and watch this, then I'm not sure what is. Every time Rico lights that stick of dynamite, a penguin gets his wings.
So, you're celebrating a holiday named after some dude who won't be born for another 10,000 years.
Okay, so I don't know if you can see it, but there's a bit of an elephant in the room that needs to be addressed here. I need you to look at this and tell me what exactly is wrong with this title and image. Or this image, or this image, or this image. Now, I may not be a religious person, but I know this much. Where do you think the term Christ in Christmas comes from? Anyone want to tell me? Yeah, if you couldn't already tell, this is such a baffling premise. I don't think I've ever seen a franchise of this stature attempt this before or since this special, though I will say... Never mind. Though I will say, this brings me to my very own tinfoil hat theory. What if we factor in this single throwaway line from Continental Drift as the main reason for how Christianity might have existed during the Ice Age period?
When exactly will I be allowed to hang out with boys?
When I'm dead. Plus 3 days. Just to make sure I'm dead.
This all but confirms that Manny is actually none other than Jesus Christ.
My beats are sick. My crew is big and it keeps getting bigger. That's cause Christ is my name.
There are so many holes in this theory that'll take an entire comment section to debate on, but all this information is far more interesting than anything in the actual special. You're telling me that this half-hour holiday special in 2011 could afford all the original cast members and have animation almost on par with the movies, yet Disney could just barely afford Simon Pegg to return as Buck in a spin-off released in 2022? Man, fuck you, Disney, and fuck AI. That's about the biggest compliment I can give this thing, but otherwise it's just kind of mid. Manny and his family celebrate Christmas with his perfectly spherical ball of granite he stole from New Hampshire. Kid the Sloth suggests a new holiday tradition, finding the nearest tree to decorate with dead animals and bones. All he needs is a star on top. Bippity boppity, get off my property. He accidentally shoots the star at his head and then destroys his family heirloom. Thanks to his heinous actions, Sid is now on the list. Oh my god, that motherfucker admits that he's on the list. Release the file! Now he's getting mustard for Christmas, and that sucks. But Manny was actually just screwing with him because, oh no, he doesn't believe in Santa, and Peaches doesn't like that. So she and the possums go to the North Pole to clear Sid's name, while Manny and co track them down. Oh, and they crowbar in some Scrat scenes as well. Now, this is brilliant, because this is excellent, because Scrat's stealing everyone's nuts because bro couldn't hold it in November. They get rescued by a flying reindeer voiced by TJ Miller. Greasy. Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot to fix that.
My God, you're greasy.
They arrive at the North Pole, where they meet the mini sloths from the second film, only this time instead of worshipping Sid, they worship the Antichrist. They accidentally rip his damn legs off. My god, that's dark. I mean, this can't be right. I must have got the wrong cop. Oh. Oh god. Oh. Well, that explains why the DVD case was red.
You're a big fat phony!
They cause an avalanche, burying everyone alive, and Santa just exists now. He ain't having any of this shit, so he's like, holy shit, you're all going on my naughty list. Even the sloths that were just doing their jobs are on here. The fuck did they do?
Hail Satan!
Oh, Manny believes in Santa now, so he motivates everyone to lend a helping hand, paw, foot, whatnot to fix their mistakes. And we even get a Christmas hit single where they spread the joy and presumably diseases from all that fur being used for a stuffed toy. They pimp out Santa's sleigh and all the toys are ready. Now the reindeer has to pull out, but oh no, he's not strong enough. So he ditches them, except no actually, he just needed to get the gang. The conflicts are resolved and I guess he had this arc of not being so egotistical, but it's barely existent throughout this special. It probably doesn't matter. They have liftoff, everyone's on his good list, and Scrat has one last nut before bed. More like one last buck to the head. Speaking of, I wonder if Buck knows about the holidays. Maybe in Ice Age 6 they'll finally figure out if Manny really is Jesus Christ. This was a painfully average TV special with nothing else worth remembering aside from the obviously hilarious anachronism at play. They just know what Christmas is, yet they also invented the Christmas that we, the audience, know about. Like tree decorating, and jingles, and elf labor, and the list. At least with the Flintstones, you could argue that, well, it's a modern Stone Age, so of course they know something about the holidays, but Ice Age started off as a relatively grounded franchise until it got just big enough for them to basically do whatever the hell they want. Like, sure, why not? Let's make a Christmas special. I mean, I guess it makes sense from a business perspective, seeing how this is the Ice Age after all, but let me ask you this. Would you have ever guessed in a million years that not only would a new movie be made, but also a new holiday special to coincide with said movie? Whatever holidays do they even celebrate? Halloween? Nope. Valentine's Day? Try again. Christmas? Again? No. Easter. You know, the holiday that involved the resurrection of Jesus Christ. They have to have known something was up here, because what executive thought there was a lucrative market for an Easter-themed Ice Age special? What's next? Is Disney gonna release a Hanukkah special to tie in with Ice Age 6? That'd be even more questionable. Sid isn't even Jewish. It's a holiday in Cambodia! Now, a Christmas special based on the bad guys should be a slam dunk of an idea as far as these specials go. A holiday-themed heist serving as a prequel to the first film that maintains the same stylized animation, original cast members, and oh, who the hell am I kidding? Let's not beat around the Diane Foxington body pillow here. This is what it actually looks like. Yeah, Merry Christmas. I guess I'll give the actors credit that they're at least trying to sound like their celebrity voices, but all the other specials from like 15 years ago thus far looked and sound on par with their movies, yet this is all Netflix could do for the bad guys? I mean, the animation in that movie couldn't have been that expensive to replicate, was it? Yeah, so it turns out this is apparently an episode of a then upcoming TV show, as evidenced by how they forgot to remove the Netflix series title card. Are you kidding me?
Are you fucking serious?
But even if the animation wasn't an eyesore, barely anything happens in this special. There's not even that much heist action going on. Instead, it's just 25 minutes of stilted dialogue and terrible jokes where the bad guys talk about pulling this Christmas heist. Then they cause a national tragedy with a Santa balloon, and Christmas is cancelled. So they gotta bring back everyone's Christmas spirit just to continue with their bad deeds. They finally do their good deeds, then they catch a cold so they can't do their bad deeds, and they're on the nice list now. Great. Thank you, Mr. Netflix, for sucking the fun out of the bad guys. Look, I didn't expect much out of a rushed Christmas special, but like, wasn't the entire point of the movie about them doing good deeds just to continue with their bad deeds until they actually redeem themselves as good guys? You're telling me that Mr. Wolf fake delivering presents didn't make his tail wag just a little bit? I feel like it would have made more sense if this took place after the first movie, or at least when the bad guys were still in prison. That way you'd have them appreciate Christmas more, not for what they can take, but what they can give, since they've changed. And it's not that I'm against them doing a prequel if it's to show more of their bad side, but this was just a bad first impression in general. Not even in a bad guy sense either, it's just bad, like really bad. This is the worst one of this entire video, and it shouldn't even count for the criteria that the special set up. It's the most industry standard TV special I've ever watched. What a waste of a subscription. This is why Bad Guys 2 didn't make as much as the first one at the box office.
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
Yep, that's the name, Kung Fu Panda Holiday. That's literally all they wrote. Okay, Shrek Bahals, that name goes hard. Gift of the Night Fury makes sense since the dragons all migrate to have their babies, then return with said babies to strengthen the unity of dragons and Vikings. Also, Toothless retrieves Hiccup's helmet, hence Gift of the Night Fury. But this could literally be the name of any other holiday special tied to a popular film series when, oh I don't know, Year of the Dragon Warrior or Year of the Panda was like right there. Thankfully, despite the title, this might actually be my favorite one I've watched for this video. While the previous specials I've chosen to watch range from being okay to pretty good to
Fuck off and die.
This one borders on being really good. It may not be on par with the movies in terms of greatness, but it's a pretty damn solid watch for what it is. So here's a fat middle finger to IMDb for giving this a measly 6.7 out of 10 score. It deserves at least a 7 or an 8. This one's about Po struggling to balance his current status of being the Dragon Warrior with his family traditions. In this case, cooking with his adopted father, Mr. Ping, for the Winter Festival. This results in him unintentionally causing problems for himself and the upcoming feast he needs to perfect for Master Shifu. Why did you pause it here? Unlike the other movies, there isn't nearly as much focus on the action this time as there is on the heart, that being the familial relationship between Po and his dad. They really do a good job at making you feel bad for Po trying his best to celebrate his father's traditions while being the host of a winter feast. And when he inevitably acknowledges the honor of dining with the greatest kung fu masters in China, he feels that what's just as honorable is being there for family. So he returns to the noodle shop to help his dad cook and even motivates the other masters to visit. Really goes to show how much he still cares about him regardless of how much he loves kung fu. Admittingly, it did feel kinda odd how much of a hardcore traditionalist Shifu is that he ends up genuinely surprised that Po leaves for his dad, especially when taking into account how he learned to accept Po in the first film. But looking back, it actually parallels nicely with Po trying to keep his family traditions alive while Shifu wants to perfect his, before realizing that perfection comes from the heart. They do splice in some dark humor, mainly with Po accidentally rejecting a chef, who in return wants to die with honor by fighting him, and he's played by Jack McBrayer, so all I hear is Wander asking Po for a fight to the death. Side tangent, but I can't stress enough how funny and depressing it is that the Furious 5 get way more to do in this half-hour special than they ever did in the entirety of Kung Fu Panda 4. Gee, maybe it's because they weren't added last minute after marketing just started, mere months ahead of release. Do not let this guy cook again. Honestly, I don't have much to joke about here. Kung Fu Panda Holiday is just excellent. It's wholesome, it looks pretty, and it maintains the heart and humor of the movies, regardless of the lack of kung fu in this Kung Fu Panda production. I highly recommend checking this one out. It's good.
Christmas, Christmas time is here. Time for nuts and time for beer.
To wrap up this video with a nice little bow, here's a lightning round of some honorable / dishonorable mentions I didn't have the precious time to talk about. Oh, and before you ask, no, Cars does not have a Christmas special, even though that'd be hilarious. Because Jesus Chrysler. They made 2 Trolls holiday specials. I didn't watch the second one, but all I know about it is that Ozzy Osbourne was in it, and he flips the bird on camera, so that automatically makes it the best one. Rest in power, Prince of Darkness, he will be dearly missed. On the other hand, I did watch the first special, in which takes place shortly after the first movie, where Bergens no longer find happiness in eating trolls, but oh no, now they don't have an annual holiday, so Poppy and Branch are like,
"Aw man, Branch, the Bergens don't have a holiday to celebrate now." But Poppy, wasn't that holiday in the celebration of the genocide of our people? Yeah, but let's give them a new holiday. Okay, what do you have in mind? Let's go crucify a troll!
What the fuck?
They hop on the battle bus, and they crash into the castle, and from there it's just a bunch of surrealist visuals and pop song covers, just like the movie. None of these holiday ideas work for their best buds, so they leave. Poppy realizes she was obnoxious and ends up resolving her conflicts with a little Madonna holiday music. It's nothing special, though I can at least take solace in the fact it was the director debut of Joel Crawford, and if you don't know who he is, the fuck you still doing here? You're missing out. How to Train Your Dragon also had 2 holiday specials. Gift of the Night Theory is pretty good. Yet again, they make Toothless look like a big cat and it's adorable. Sadly, I still haven't watched Homecoming on time, so yeah, sorry. Donkey's Caroling Christmas-tacular is literally just 5 minutes of Donkey and friends singing Christmas carols. Think of it like Far Far Away Idol, but bad. Why does this have a dedicated DVD? Furthermore, why is it even labeled at 98 minutes when it's barely even 10 minutes? Well, it's because half of it is just the Shrek Yule log. You know those 10-hour fireplace videos you put on your TV that make millions in ad revenue? That's basically what this is. Well, you know, minus—
Put that cookie down!
Home of All Things got a Christmas special, but it doesn't count because it's based on that weird Netflix show that looks absolutely nothing like the movie. If anything, it looks more like a cartoon Twitter would complain about. Oh, fuck you. I watched a few minutes of this and turned it off, realizing I have better things to do, and then I found out it was 45 minutes long, nearly twice as long as the other specials. So you know what? Erase this shit. Finally, I've saved the best for last. Smurfs Christmas Carol. Okay, I guess I'll accept the reality that there's probably a Jesus Smurf. It's based on those dogshit live-action hybrid Smurf movies where to save their world, they must come to ours. Oh wow, great job, such originality. You totally didn't rip off the SpongeBob movie's tagline verbatim, great job. Thankfully, you don't see the little blue demons running around a mall with holiday shoppers this time. They're actually in Smurf Village, celebrating. But Grouchy doesn't like Christmas, since he keeps getting a new hat for a present. Honestly, you know what, fair enough, I would have been mad too. Once more, he's greeted by the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future, and the whole thing's done in this hand-drawn animation style that looks oddly fantastic. Like, it's so warm and fuzzy, I love it. But Grouchy's gotta get his Christmas spirit back, or else Gargamel's gonna capture the Smurfs. So he finally turns his life around, and the Smurfs, who did not die at the hands of Gargamel, witness him finally not feeling so damn grumpy all the time. Well, I'll be damned, this wasn't terrible. Congratulations, you're officially the best Smurf movie related media ever made. Here's your "there was an attempt" sticker, stolen from Reddit. Enjoy it while it lasts. And that's all I got for today. My heart goes out to all of you for a hopefully happy new 2026. With that said, Merry Christmas, mother— Alex fucking paralyzed him from the neck down, and he cannot move it.